What is BRICS? BRICS is an acronym for an association of 5 major emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The term BRICS was coined in 2001 by economist Jim O'Neill, who predicted that these countries would play a significant role in the global economy by the year 2050. The BRICS countries are characterized by their large populations, significant landmasses, and rapidly growing economies. They are considered to be at a similar stage of newly advanced economic development and are seen as emerging powers on the world stage. The BRICS nations collectively represent around 41% of the world's population and account for approximately 24% of the global GDP, gross domestic product, as of 2021. These countries have a combined purchasing power that is even higher, making up a considerable share of the global consumer market. The primary objectives of BRICS include promoting economic cooperation, enhancing political dialogue, and strengthening mutual ties among the member nations. The association facilitates collaboration in various areas, such as trade, finance, technology, culture, and sustainable development. BRICS holds annual summits, where the heads of state or government from each member country come together to discuss key issues, exchange ideas, and foster cooperation. Over the years, BRICS has expanded its agenda to include other areas, such as education, health, science, and innovation. Despite their common interests and aspirations, the BRICS countries also face challenges, including economic disparities, geopolitical differences, and varying levels of development. However, the association provides a platform for dialogue and cooperation, allowing these countries to address shared concerns and work towards common goals on the global stage. What is disadvantage and is disadvantage to the world economy? While the BRICS association has certain advantages and potential benefits, there are also some disadvantages and challenges associated with it. Here are a few points to consider. Economic disparities. The BRICS countries have significant economic disparities among themselves. China is the largest economy within the group, with a GDP that surpasses the combined GDP of the other 4 countries. This disparity can lead to imbalances and potential conflicts of interest within the association. Geopolitical differences. The BRICS nations have diverse geopolitical interests, which can sometimes hinder cooperation. Disagreements on issues such as territorial disputes, political ideologies, and international relations can create tensions and impede the ability to reach consensus on key matters. Varying levels of development. While all BRICS countries are considered emerging economies, they are at different stages of development. China has made significant progress and is now classified as an upper-middle-income country, while India and South Africa are still grappling with poverty and development challenges. These disparities can affect the pace and scope of cooperation among the member nations. Trade imbalances. BRICS countries have substantial trade relationships with each other, but imbalances exist in terms of trade flows. China, for example, has a significant trade surplus with other BRICS nations, which can create trade dependencies and impact the economic dynamics within the association. Infrastructure and connectivity gaps. Despite being major economies, some BRICS countries face infrastructure and connectivity challenges. Insufficient transportation networks, energy deficits, and inadequate digital connectivity can impede trade and economic integration among the member nations. Limited influence on global economic governance. While BRICS nations collectively account for a significant portion of the global economy, their influence on global economic governance structures such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank remains limited. This can hinder their ability to shape global economic policies and institutions according to their interests. It's important to note that the disadvantages associated with BRICS are not insurmountable barriers. The association offers a platform for dialogue, cooperation, and addressing shared challenges. By addressing these disadvantages and working towards common goals, the BRICS countries can potentially mitigate the drawbacks and contribute positively to the world economy. Certainly. Here are a few more disadvantages and challenges associated with the BRICS association. Political differences. The BRICS countries have different political systems and ideologies. For example, China has a socialist political system, while India is a democratic republic. These political differences can sometimes hinder effective decision-making and coordination within the association. Corruption and governance challenges. Some BRICS countries face issues related to corruption and governance. Weak institutional frameworks and lack of transparency can undermine economic growth, deter foreign investment, and impede cooperation within the association. Environmental concerns. As major emerging economies, the BRICS nations have significant environmental challenges. Rapid industrialization and urbanization have led to increased pollution levels, deforestation, and greenhouse gas emissions. Addressing these environmental concerns while maintaining economic growth poses a significant challenge for the BRICS countries. Social inequality. Despite economic growth, social inequality remains a pressing issue within the BRICS countries. Income disparities, poverty, and lack of access to quality education and healthcare are challenges that need to be addressed to ensure inclusive and sustainable development. Currency and financial stability. The BRICS countries have different currencies, and exchange rate fluctuations can impact trade and investment flows among the member nations. Ensuring currency stability and managing financial risks are ongoing challenges for the association. Regional and global competition. While BRICS countries cooperate within the association, they also compete in various sectors at regional and global levels. Competing for market share, resources, and strategic influence can sometimes strain relationships and hinder collective efforts within the association. Dependence on natural resources. Several BRICS countries heavily rely on the export of natural resources, such as oil, minerals, and agricultural products. This dependence can make their economies vulnerable to price fluctuations, resource depletion, and external market dynamics. It is important to note that despite these challenges, the BRICS association has the potential to contribute significantly to the global economy. By addressing these disadvantages and working collaboratively, the BRICS nations can leverage their collective strength and promote sustainable development, innovation, and inclusive growth.